6 degrees, July 16th, 2022. I like running in the heat. It's just, you get a really good sweat. I was going to the stoplight, and it's quite a busy street, so I always know that I have to wait. I'm just walking, and I have Bad Bunny playing in my ears, and my hands are on my hips because I'm breathing heavily, and out of nowhere it just feels like somebody hits me with a bat. There's no one around. I mean, I know I'm not being attacked, but I feel like I'm being attacked. I turn around because there's somebody behind me then. Something's happening. My body's in shock. And I turn around, and there's no one there either. And at that point, I lift up my shirt, and I knew. My name's Antonio Lechuga. I make pictures out of blankets. I painted for over 10 years, before I ever picked up a blanket or two. This actually started just 3 years ago.
This is where I usually come. This is one of the many places where I come to get blankets, these bolitas. So wholesaler, so they have a large assortment, and it's my little shopping binge. It's where I shop for color, really. Love when they have them on like this, so you can actually see the whole design. You can feel them, check them out. I already have 4 of these. It's like images or imprints of these flowers, which is really, really nice. And they kind of accentuate the flowers that are already here, all those other flowers. And even, most of the stuff, when I cut it, when I deconstruct it, you won't even know that it's there. You wouldn't. At least the hope is that you won't see a lot of this stuff. It's a nice color, really good color.
I love Antonio's innovative use of materials because it's uniquely his. And while his themes have a kind of universality, the way he chooses to express them is really his own. And that's one of the things I truly admire about his use of softness, of blankets, of a kind of traditionally feminine medium of sewing. The individuality of the blankets fades away in favor of the overall imagery. But when you spend extended time looking at them and you really allow your eye to rest in the compositions, you can see the evidence of the individual blankets. Like there might be the fur of a lion in the drapery of a human figure. And I think that's really sophisticated, the way he marshals these blanket pieces as though they're pigments or as though they're paint on a palette.
Usually I'll cut the blanket here as well, just kind of depending on what I'm usually looking to do. I'll cut it up, and I can essentially just draw with this tool. It's pretty great. It's a little hot knife, and it heats up, and then I'm able to kind of score and cut and be quite accurate, to be honest, in like what I want. I could cut any kind of image out really, really easily. Well, for me, they're called cobijas. They're large kind of fleece blankets. They're ones that you would have on your beds, really. They're in very intimate spaces, spaces where not a lot of people have access to. They're on your bed, right? Not a lot of people have access to those places. They're places where you cry. Where you go home or you're at your most vulnerable, right? You sleep on these things. You make love on these things. You could die on these things. They're very utilitarian objects. They wrap you. They offer you comfort. They're like forms of security as well because of that, right? I see them as like sheaths or like coat of armor, like almost like a literal coat of armor as well. They're very beautiful objects. One of the first ones that I made was a picture of where I was shot, and the image itself, it's actually where it happened. It's the last thing I saw before I was shot, and at least the hope for me was to be able to get that image across as best as I could do it. Color, with the scene, the atmosphere, the experience, really. And I wanted it to be in that picture. From what I saw, what I remember, I wanted it there. I came here a year later, the exact date, exact same time, right to this spot, really. I mean, I wanted to take that time back. You know, it took so much away from me, just physically, emotionally, mentally, and I wanted it back. So I came here and I stood here until after that time, you know, and I wanted to get it back for me. It's mine. I have to live with everything that happened, and you know, not just like mentally and emotionally, but also physically. I have kidney disease now because of that. My one kidney I do have, it actually works for both of them now, so it is not 100% because it's doing the job of both. All I wanted to do was be able to like get up and walk most of the time. The hardest part was just that recovery and just dealing with all the pain, you know. There's days when it goes by where I come running here and I don't even know, I really forget that it happened, you know. Other days, it's the first thing I remember. That first one where I sewed it, that ended up being acquired by the Dallas Museum of Art here in Dallas. So that for me was something I'd never imagined would happen. I was in the middle of making a show when I got shot. When I was shot, I was about weeks away from its completion. I came here and everything was as I had left it when I had gotten shot. Pencils that I had left there, a note that I had written down for myself, a shirt that I'd taken off and left there right before I ran. You know, everything was in its place, and it was extremely eerie. You know, at the same time, it was almost like it was there waiting for me. It was waiting for me to pick everything back up and start again. At the end of the day, just me as an artist, I want to be proud of what comes out of this wall, and I want to look at it and I want to be able to show it and be happy about that. Where it goes, what it looks like in whatever space, those questions get answered on their own.